What's going on, everyone? My name's Kai. Welcome to the channel. Consider subscribing, helps the channel grow. Alright guys, I have an amazing video for you today. Right now we're standing in front of Retro Game Camp, which is what I consider the best vintage video game store in all of Tokyo. It has amazing prices, it has amazing selection. I come here probably 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm really excited to let you guys know that today I have secured an interview with the owner of the store. We're going to talk to him about running a Japanese game store. We're going to find out what his favorite franchises are, and we're going to go on a tour of the store, and I'll be able to film when there's nobody in the store, so we'll actually get some really good footage, and I won't be bothering anybody. Something that I'm really looking forward to at the end of this interview, we're going to go over the top 5 rarest and most expensive things that he's got in the store, so that is going to be super interesting. Guys, thank you so much. I just want to let you guys know this video is in no way sponsored. I'm not taking any money from this. I just thought that it would be a really fun experience to come in and do. As I said, I shop here all the time. As a matter of fact, right when I got here, I picked up another video game before they closed. So I love shopping here, and I want to show the world that this vintage video game store in Akihabara, Tokyo, Japan, if you're shopping anywhere in Tokyo, come here for it. Yeah, so guys, I'm so excited. I'm just waiting for them to close, get all the people out of the store, and then we're going to go in, we're going to take a tour, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So guys, stick with me, it's going to be a lot of fun. Alright my friends, so as you can see, this is an amazing store. Every single wall of this store is just covered in retro games. I'm going to take a moment to show you all the stuff. Here we've got the Famicom, here we've got the Game Boy, we've got so many things to go over. So I think I'm going to start with my favorite section, the Nintendo 64 section. The Nintendo 64 wasn't as popular as, let's say, the Sega Saturn or the PlayStation original, but it was still pretty darn successful here. So we're going to take a look at that. Afterwards, we're going to look at the Super Famicom wall that's all here. Right over to the right of me is a big original Famicom wall, and then here we've got cases full of some super rare stuff. So let's take a look at the Nintendo 64 section. I think you're really going to like it. Alright guys, so as you can see, they've got all kinds of Nintendo 64s. They've got the gold Toys R Us edition, they've got the turquoise edition, they've got boxed editions of it. Very cool. But over here, we've got a big wall just N64 games. And we've even got boxed N64 games, which if you're from North America or Europe, you know how rare it is to find boxed N64 games. One thing that I want to show you guys, the prices on some of these games are absolutely phenomenal. $7 for Mario Party, $9 for Mario Party 3, just crazy prices. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there was actually 2 Mario 64 games that were released. One was an update with all of the voice acting and the rumble feature, and yeah, the original didn't have that here in Japan. But as you can see, some games that are just astronomically expensive in other places are incredibly well priced. You can get a copy of Majora's Mask for 22 bucks, 15 for Ocarina of Time. Just great prices here. Not only that, but they've got tons of accessories as well. They've got rumble packs, they've got controller packs, they've got the VSR unit, and down here you can see that they've got a ton more. And if we go over here, we'll see that they've got so many Nintendo 64 games. Hey guys, check this out. This is the Super Famicom wall, and it goes back much deeper, this entire thing, Super Famicom games. And they've got some super rare Famicom games. If you're ever looking for a good price, like for example, check this out. Legend of Zelda, $17. That's just absolutely amazing. Super Mario RPG, under $20. Absolutely amazing prices here. Let me turn the camera, and we're gonna get a good look at all of this. Another thing that's really cool about the Super Famicom is obviously it had a lot of games that never came out in North America. A lot of those games include Godzilla games, Kamen Rider games, Gundam games, what else is there? Ultraman games. So I'm gonna show you a couple of them, and I really hope you enjoy it. As I said about the Godzilla games, they've got an entire section that's just dedicated to Japan only. Anime games, Dragon Ball Z games, Sailor Moon games, Ultraman games, Godzilla games. Really good stuff here. There's also a very, very cool series in Japan where the Ultraman, Gundam, everybody teams up to go on adventures, and that is super, super cool. Maybe Game Boy or Game Boy Advance is your choice. Well, again, you're in heaven here. They have got tons and tons of Game Boy games, different kinds of Game Boys, Game Boy SPs, Game Boy Advance, the original, color Game Boys, Pocket Game Boy Light. Very, very cool stuff. And just for an example, I want to show you some of the amazing prices they have here. If you're a Pokemon fan back in North America, you know how expensive Pokemon games are. Even if you're finding them loose, they're just ridiculously expensive. Let me take a look and see what I can find here, alright? Alright, so if you're looking for good prices on some Pokemon games, let's go and check this out real quick. Look at this. Pokemon Red, 34. Pokemon Green, Japanese exclusive, 59. Amazing prices. Pokemon Yellow. People would just die for these kind of prices back in North America. Very cool. Pokemon Pinball. And what's cool about the Japanese is they're very strict on condition. So if you aren't that strict on condition, you can save a ton of money just by, you know, sacrificing the battery cover. It jumps from 34 all the way down to 17. So that's something I want to give you guys advice on. If you are not too picky on the condition of a game, you can get it for almost half the price. But now even going down to some of the more expensive Zelda games, we've got Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, and each one of them is under $30. And you gotta remember guys, these are all, this is all yen, so depending on what country you're coming from, these might be incredibly cheap for you. For an example, if you're an American, you can expect that these are about 30% cheaper than the price advertised. Very cool stuff. Alright guys, I know you wanted to see it. We're going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into this super expensive video game, rare video game counter. Let's take a dive into it, and there might be some stuff in here that really gets your interest going. So let's take this off the tripod and we'll go from the bottom. So we've got a ton of rare Nintendo 64 games. We've got the Hori Pad, which is an amazing controller. And again, the Game Boy Sonar, just ridiculously cool. Over here, we've got some rare and expensive Famicom games. We've got some boxed Famicom games. And check out some of the rare Game Boy games. Very cool stuff. Getting into over here, we've got Super Famicom games. Very cool. He was saying there was only 300 ever made of this. Very cool. Alright guys, so we're going to take just a quick break from this. We're going to talk to the manager, and we're going to get some of his insights, his opinions. I'd love to hear what he has to say. This is going to be really exciting, and I really hope that you guys enjoy it. So, in just a moment, we're going to interview the manager, and yeah, wish me luck. So my friend, please introduce yourself.
では、友人よ、自己紹介してくれ。
ああ、なるほど。私はここレトロゲームキャンプ秋葉原店の店長の田中と申します。よろしくお願いいたします。
What is your favorite game franchise of all time?
最も好きなゲームフランチャイズは？
フランチャイズ
Series. What is your favorite video game series of all time?
最も好きなビデオゲームシリーズは？
ああ、なるほど。ちょっと古いのではないんだけど、好きなシリーズはダークソウル、デモンズソウル。
Okay, great game. Who is your favorite video game character?
好きなビデオゲームのキャラクターは？
好きなキャラクター特にいなかったんだけど、一応うちの家には星のカービィのグッズがたくさんある。
Okay, Kirby's awesome. What is your favorite video game console?
お気に入りのゲーム機は？
お気に入りはスーパーファミコン。
Super Famicom? Very cool. How long has this store been open for?
開店して何年になりますか？
もともとは向かいのあっちにあったんですけど、それがだいたい13年前ぐらい。
I've noticed that your prices are the best in all of Akihabara. How do you keep your prices so low?
秋葉原で一番値段が安いと思うのですが、どうしてそんなに安くできるのですか？
いや、そんなあんまり安いかと言われると普通だと思うんですけど。
What made you want to open a store in Akihabara and compete with everybody else?
なぜ木屋地地区に店を開き、他のみんなと競争しようと思ったのですか？
なんかもともとレトロゲームをやるつもりだったわけではなく、秋葉原でとにかくお店を開きたかった。別になんかレトロゲームとか関係なしに、たまたまちょっとレトロゲームで始めたらちょっとすごいヒットしたんですね。
すごい。Thank you so much for allowing me to do this. I really appreciate it.
本当にありがとう。本当に感謝しています。
Now, I know that my audience would love to see some rare games. Can you show us some?
今、私の視聴者は珍しい試合を見た目だろう。いくつか見せていただけますか？
試合、ちょっとなんか
What are the most rare games you have in the store?
お店にあるゲームの中で一番レアなものは何ですか？
じゃあこれとりあえず
Wow.
スラムダンク。
すごい。
これ300本限定、300 only 300。
Oh, wow.
すごい少ない。
I noticed that you also have the Game Boy Pocket sonar for fishing.
Yes.
Very rare item.
Yes.
It's very talked about on the internet. Very cool. I also noticed that you have a Bart Simpson Escape from Camp Deadly here. Very cool game. It's interesting to see North American cartoon games here in Japan.
あとじゃあセカンドフロア。
Yeah, yeah. Alright guys, so we're gonna go up to the second floor. I'll show you a little bit more of this in a moment. But we've got some cool stuff up here. So up here is the PlayStation, Dreamcast, Sega, lots of Sega stuff, PC Engine, lots of cool stuff up here.
まあお約束のレイン。
Oh wow.
シリアルエクスペリメンツレイン。
Makes me sad. Well, that's a very interesting game. Oh, I've noticed this as well. Is this the Brazil exclusive?
Yes, Brazil.
The Brazil.
Toy version.
Yes, very cool. So the Sega Genesis and the Sega Master System have always been very, very popular in Brazil because they manufacture them there. So this is actually a Sega that was manufactured in Brazil. Very cool.
あとはメタルギアソリッドのブランドニュー。
Oh, sealed, factory sealed. Very cool. Can you tell us about this?
すごい。デバッキングステーション。
Debugging station. Very cool.
これの黒いブラックバージョンは、まあ、よく見るけど緑はあんま見ないイメージ。
Yeah, very cool. I also noticed that you have a lot of Game & Watches here. Very cool. Okay. Oh, it's WWF Attitude. That's cool.
あと鉄器とかDo you know 鉄器
Yeah. Pacific Rim Forces Army Corps. Very cool. Xbox. Oh, what's this up here? Alright guys, I really hope that you're enjoying it so far. What I've got behind me is another huge wall just full of Famicom games. And what I love the most about the Famicom games is you can really set yourself up with a great collection for $50, $30. You can get a lot of great Famicom games for a low price. And guys, any Famicom game that you're looking for, there's a very high chance that they're gonna have it here. Not only do they have hundreds of different games on this wall, they also have a bookshelf in the back that just has a ton of like more budget games. But I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you some of the really cool stuff that they have here. And then I know you wanna see it. I know you wanna see it. Right after, we're gonna look at the expensive cabinet. We're gonna see what kind of hidden gems they have in there. But first, let me show you the Famicom stuff, and maybe you'll find some stuff that you never knew existed. And yeah, it's a great alternative to collecting for the Nintendo Entertainment System, because while they're the same system essentially, the games for the Famicom are a lot cheaper, and Famicom games did not have to go through the same regulations that American games had to go through. A lot of things were censored and removed from Japanese games when they came over to North America. And they're full, uncut, unrated games here, and let me show you, I'm so excited. Alright, so if we look over here, we've got all the Mario games you can think of, all the Rock Band games. Mega Man is called Rock Band in Japan. Yeah, they've got some very cool stuff. Ganbare Goemon, Dragon Quest stuff. Just so many cool things. And then down here you can see that they've got tons of Famicom systems ready to go. And what's nice about these systems is they've all been modified so they can be played with AV cables instead of that old TV box. Here we have the Famicom disk system. Very cool. So this was a system that actually used floppy disks. Very cool. Alright everyone, so this store might be small, but it does have an upstairs. So as long as you can be careful, let's go up these small stairs and see what's upstairs. I just said stairs a lot of times. Alright guys, so now we're upstairs. Downstairs is basically dedicated to Nintendo products, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64, Famicom, Super Famicom, everything like that is downstairs. Up here, you're gonna find a lot of really cool stuff. Going all the way from the PC Engine, the 3DO, the Sega Dreamcast, the Sega Master System, the Nintendo DS's are up here, the original PlayStation is up here, PlayStation 2, PSP, just a ton of really cool stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over some of the Sega Genesis stuff. Here in Japan it was called the Mega Drive. Actually I think only in North America it was called the Genesis. But they've got such cool stuff. They've got a bunch of consoles. They also have Wii stuff here, Sega Saturn stuff. You know, the Sega Saturn was actually a lot more popular in Japan than the Nintendo 64. Back when I was young, I never met anybody who had a Sega Saturn. However, you come to Japan, if you're looking to start a collection, the Sega Saturn might be a collection that you'd like to get into, because you can find Sega Saturn games in abundance here. Guys, let's take a look at what we got here. Alright, so we can come here, and what's really nice about this store is they have a lot of boxed stuff. Just a lot of boxed stuff. Not only that, but they have rare games up here. We've got lots of Mega Drive stuff, the 16-bit mini, very cool. Mega Drive. Now getting over to here, we've got some PC Engine stuff. We've got some actual like Windows DOS kind of stuff, Game Gear. We've even got original Sega cartridges. Check that out. Very cool. Going forward, we've got lots of Sega Dreamcast games. Oh, and by the way guys, everything in this store already includes tax, and if you're a foreigner, you can get tax-free. You can get tax-free. I believe you have to spend over 5,500 yen, which is about $50, and you can get the entire thing tax-free. Here are some Sega Saturns, some boxed Bomberman stuff. Very cool. Oh my goodness, look at this stuff down here. Wow. Alright, going forward, we've got some Wii's, we got lots of PlayStation down here, we got Wii U's. Lots of very cool controllers in this store. Lots of very cool controllers. This entire section here is all PlayStation games. And again, very, very good prices here. Lots of DS stuff. If you're looking for handheld, they have definitely got it here. Alright, going forward, we've got lots of original PlayStation. Lots of original PlayStation multi-taps. They even have HD mods for your PlayStation. They have HD mods for Super Nintendo or Super Famicom, regular Famicom. Very cool stuff. It's great how new technology is really bringing old technology back into the forefront. Another thing, it looks like they have an original Xbox here. And now guys, if you know anything about Japanese video game collecting, you know that the Xbox absolutely bombed here. Terrible. But they've got them. They've got them. Even though it wasn't popular at all here, they've definitely got them. Boo! Alright guys, last but not least, we're gonna go over some of the rare items in the upstairs cabinets. There are some incredibly unique things in here. I guarantee you there's a lot of stuff in here that you've never seen before. So guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so going forward, let's check this out. Very cool. Mortal Kombat, anyone? Very cool stuff. Lots of very cool Sega Dreamcast. Boxed Pokemon. There's some absolutely amazing stuff here. Alright, if we switch over here, we can find some original Tamagotchis. And this is incredibly cool. Game & Watch. The original Game Boy. We've got some barcode scanner games. Very cool. This seems to be an import shelf. So they've got some awesome stuff in here as well. Beast Wars Transmetals. Alright. Look at this. Nintendo 64 adapter wonder. Very cool. If we go out a bit, you can see some of the super, super rare stuff they have. Like a debugging station. Just ridiculous. Thank you so much for letting me do this. I really appreciate it.
こんなことをさせてくれて本当にありがとう。
いえいえ、いただき機会をお願いします。
Alright, my friends, I really hope that you enjoyed that. Please, if you're in Akihabara, if you're in Tokyo, come to the Retro Game Camp. You are going to spend a ton of time here. I want to thank the owner here for allowing me to do this. And guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a really nice day. Sayonara!
Bye bye.
サンクユーフォーウォッチングソバーリビング